Israel's billion-dollar iron wall was supposed to keep Hamas militants out. Instead, Israelis were left virtually defenseless as fighters from Gaza swept through town after town, killing more than 1,000 people. By analysing footage from Hamas, Israeli civilians and CCTV, we pieced together a minute-by-minute account of how the attack unfolded. It began at dawn when thousands of rockets were fired from Gaza and militants flew over in paragliders. Around the same time, drones armed with small bombs targeted remote-controlled guns and attacked cell towers. With cellular signal knocked out, Israel was reportedly blind to the scale of the assault. Fighters then destroyed sections of the nearby border fence, allowing motorbikes, trucks, and gunmen to pour through. At the Erez crossing into Israel, militants seized control of the building, killing and capturing Israeli soldiers. Video posted by Hamas appears to show that they encountered little resistance. It's reported a significant number of Israeli troops had recently been redirected to the occupied West Bank. A senior American politician also said that both US and Israeli intelligence failed to heed a warning from Egypt about a possible attack just 3 days before the onslaught happened. The Israeli Defense Force says the border fence was breached at around 30 locations. Among the first areas to be hit was Kfar Azar. An estimated 70 militants attacked the kibbutz. Channel 4 News saw the aftermath firsthand.
We're asking you, let the team work! Guys, let the team work!
They're still finding dead bodies here. We're in a small, tight-knit community, torn apart by horrific violence.
Heavy-duty machine gun. Against, they shoot people with those.
The inhabitants of Kfar Aza have either fled, been taken hostage, or murdered. Festive decorations put up shortly before the attack still hang from homes. Walking through here, seeing what's left of people's homes, people's lives, you get a sense of just how terrifying it must have been for the residents when the gunmen launched their assault. Some of the bodies of the militants are still here. There's a strong smell of death in the air.
At the same time as Kfar Azar was attacked, Hamas fighters reached the gates of Kibbutz Be'eri. The clock says 5:55. It appears to be an hour behind. The gunmen can't get in. They hide and wait. A car approaches and the gate begins to open. The militants begin to shoot. 3 killed inside. The car still rolls forward. Hamas are now in the compound. An hour later, they return to their first victims. They drag one of the bodies out, ransack their belongings. 2 hours later, the other occupants are dragged out, and the car is driven away. Even half an hour after that, apparently still no Israeli presence, neither police nor soldiers. Instead, 2 Hamas individuals arrive and take one of the bodies. As militants were reaching Kibbutz Be'eri, thousands of people at the Supernova Music Festival near Kibbutz Rim started to notice something was wrong. As people dance, dots appear in the sky over the festival, thought to be Hamas militants paragliding in from Gaza or rocket fire. And then the music stops and explosions are heard. Festival goers head to their vehicles, ready to drive to safety. Some are still unaware of what's happening. But as people reach their vehicles, they come under heavy fire from the militants. Survivors spoke of cars with corpses on top of them, blocking the road. Unable to escape, many drive across this field, trying to hide in trees and bushes. Some play dead. Bullets fly as people run across open land, trying to flee. Some did manage to make it out of the festival in their cars. This dashcam footage is from around 7:40 a.m. The driver thinks they've escaped, but they're met by Hamas fighters. And this dashcam footage from near the festival is from 9:23 a.m. Again, almost 3 hours after the first signs of an attack. A gunman drags a hostage away, covered in blood. A figure can be seen hiding under the boot of a car, appearing to play dead. An attacker shoots them point blank. At what appears to be around 7:45 a.m., Hamas fighters reached the town of Ofakim, further into Israeli territory.
CCTV cameras captured gunmen marauding around the neighborhood and opening fire. Bullet holes and bloodstains are everywhere. David and his wife were held hostage for 18 hours by 5 Hamas militants.
They said in the morning, we will put a bullet in your head.
David's wife Raquel tried to talk them down.
I told them, we're brothers. Why are you doing this? We should make peace. He said, we're not brothers. I'm a martyr. And he put a gun to my husband's head.
It was terrifying. Hamas had brutally gunned down hundreds of ordinary Israelis. But at times here, it was also surreal. Like when the militants demanded food and a neighbour dropped off chicken and rice.
We gave them Coke Zero, and they said, no, we want Diet Coke. He asked me, do you know this famous Israeli singer? And I said, yes. He started singing. My wife sang with him. We sang together, and suddenly their minds changed.
You met these people responsible for such horrific violence. What did you think of them? Are they monsters or who are they?
They are terrorists who came to kill us, but I turned it around, offered them food and drink, treated their wounds as if they were my guests.
At 2:30, the military came. We hid there, and here was a gunfight, shots, bullets, grenades. How we came out of this alive, I don't know.
In many of these attacks, militants seem to be left largely unopposed for hours. 2 days later, Israeli Defense Forces said they had managed to regain control of all territory, saying around 1,500 militants had been killed. More than 1,300 people were killed by Hamas, including children, with Israel also releasing an image of a dead infant. We don't yet know for certain how many lost their lives and where.
The army was incapable of protecting thousands of Israeli civilians. Clearly, military intelligence and the Shin Bet, yes, took their eye off the ball. They missed this. They already acknowledge it. It's clear that it's going to have to be investigated intensely once the smoke has cleared, because this is a massive intelligence early warning failure.